Gaffer, thank you very much for joining us ahead of the game against Wycombe. 3 games in 7 days to open the season. How are the lads feeling physically going into this one?
Yeah, they're feeling good. They've recovered well from the game. We've been working really hard in pre-season to make sure we're ready for the season ahead in terms of physical fitness, and none of them are going to be at their peak at the moment, but managed to share the load a little bit in terms of minutes as well, which is important, and why we need a squad with depth. They've all done really well.
I think if anything, it's felt like your side have grown in intensity during the games as well. The press is still very much there late on. Has that been an area you've been pleased with so far?
Yeah, definitely. That's the number one thing for us is pressing, basically, and making sure that we're very aggressive without the ball, and we work really hard without the ball. And then secondary to that is the football, and making sure that we play well with the ball and create chances. So we have looked strong, to be fair, in the games. Like we finished strong relatively to our opposition physically. So that's a good sign of how hard the players have worked in training, all the preparation they've been doing in terms of fitness and recovery to put themselves in a strong position.
Yeah, as for the Charlton win and then getting drawn against Fulham in the Cup as well, does that further show the value of the Cup and setting up a great test against the Premier League side?
Yeah, it does. It does. As I said, after the game, it's an important competition to us and our fans and our club. So for us to progress was objective number one, and then it was, could we get a home tie? That's what you want. And okay, it's a Premier League club. It sets up a really exciting game for us to show what we can do and try and progress.
Having that moment with the fans after the game as well was really important. Do you see that being a regular occurrence, or was that more of a one-off for your first win?
No, I think celebrating a win is always nice, with the fans, and it means so much to them. It means so much to me and the players. So I think if we're on the road and we can get a result, then absolutely, let's celebrate.
Like you mentioned earlier, you were able to rotate the side a little bit against Charlton. How important was it to test the depth of the squad and also to get that match sharpness into all the players?
Yeah, it was, because some players haven't played a lot of football, so it's good for them to get game time. And I was really pleased with how we actually played as well, because there's one thing just sort of digging out a 1-0 win away from home, and there's another thing which is completely dominating really the game when it was 11 v 11. Okay, they missed a penalty, but it was a kind of a counter-attack after a mistake on our part. But the football we played and the game we played was, I felt, very good, considering some players haven't been on the pitch yet in a competitive game. So to share the load, to give everyone a bit of game time, and for them to showcase what they can add and bring was really encouraging.
There were a few standout performances as well from the players who did come into the side, the likes of Hansen, Anderson, Clara, to name a few. Will that give you a good selection headache going forward?
Yeah, exactly. I want these problems. I want these selection headaches, as they say. That's a good sign. For me, I want the players that they all want to play, and they're all doing everything they can to show that as well, and showing their qualities. And those players that you mentioned, they all did that in the game, and I really encourage that, because it's not just the players that start a game that are important. It's also the players that come on for that last 20 minutes or so, or 30 minutes. This is going to be critical for us this season, that hopefully we can win games in the closing stages as well. So it's important that everyone can contribute.
In terms of the new signings as well, Yokoyama, of course, didn't end up getting on, but Samstead was very impressive in London. How do you assess what they're going to bring to the team?
Again, I think Yokoyama was probably, without the sending off, he probably would have got on. I was close to bringing him on, but I think from his point of view, he's new to the country. Of course, it's a big adaptation for him immediately at such a young age from Japan. But I think he can give us a real threat with his speed and technique and his movements without the ball in particular. So I think he's going to be good for us. And Samstead, really, it was a great initiation really for him to come into a game away from home, first game in England, first few days in England, and contribute like he did, and show that bit of nous and cleverness. And I think he can add to our game a lot. He's got quality on the ball, he gets forward well, he's an intelligent player, so a good player for us.
Looking at Wycombe then, of course, very experienced operators at this level. How do you expect them to set up?
Wycombe, I think, will be, really well organised. A team that are hard to beat, and they're good on set pieces. They've got some experienced players, a bit of power and a bit of quality up front as well. So, yeah, they're going to be difficult, especially at home, where they are good. It's going to be a challenge for us there. I've been obviously watching a lot of them, and they have some quality players. They look like a really organised outfit, and obviously set pieces is a real strength of theirs.
Them being a team who traditionally are known for playing a bit deeper and playing without possession, do you expect this sort of onus to be on you to dictate the tempo of the game?
Yeah, I do, and that's just the way it will be, I think, for a lot of the games. And there's no right or wrong way to play football. We've got our way and our game, and we'll stick to that, and each to their own. But I do think that might be the dynamic of the game, and for us, it's important that we have this balance between kind of patience and attacking the gaps when they're there, basically, because you have to get that right. So finding the solutions to move the ball forward and create chances. So I think that could be how it plays out, but that also poses challenges for us in defending counter-attacks and making sure that we're really alert when we've got the ball.
Just on injury news, is there any update on Williamson or Keshi Anderson after he looked like he was struggling towards the end of the game? Yeah,
so Williamson is still got a little bit of a knock. He's back in training, so we'll see how he goes. And Keshi Anderson just had cramps and things. He was obviously put a huge effort in physically in the week, and I think he was just cramping up in certain muscles, but he's fine.
Brilliant. Just finally, is there any update on Alfie Chang being closer to a return?
Yeah, he's kind of end stage rehab now. I think he's at that point where he's still, things are moving in the right direction, but I still think he's got a little way to go before he really ramps his training up.
Gaffer, thank you very much.
Thank you.